the way.
Jing, 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 jingle bell. Jing, 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 jingle bell. Jing, 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 jing.
Merry Christmas.
Hi! Hi! It's a half day.
Vlog day.
Woo!
Yay.
Day 5, I think. I don't really know.
It's a fit, so that makes sense.
Yeah, day 5. Yeah, I am.
VLOGMAS.
Vlog.
We're going cat hunting later.
Cat hunting.
Are we? Cat. Oh! I really feel assaulted. I'm really sorry. Hey, don't yell at her like that. Hey, big Nara. Yeah, big girl.
So, there was a cat outside of school earlier, so now we're going to find it.
It was over here.
And it was...
Whoa!
Okay.
Ooh, it's a bit chilly.
It's a bit chilly out. Alright. Gotta find it, gotta find it, gotta find it.
I mean, I would, but I'm just too lazy to. You feel me?
Yeah.
Keys.
Keys.
These aren't even mine. These are actually Sierra's.
So, yeah, take that. Hey. Okay, so today I had a half day, which means I got out of school at 10:45 instead of 2:22. Then after that, I came home and I knew I wasn't gonna get a lot... Well, I can't talk. I knew I wasn't gonna get a lot of vlog footage because I wasn't gonna do anything, and I don't really have anything worth vlogging. So then I fell asleep at 12 and I slept till 5:30. It was a good time. So yeah. So now it's like 6:30 and I have to teach myself everything, a whole chapter of calculus because, you know, that's just how we do it at my school. Like, I'm just kidding. But, we took like 4 quizzes for the chapter, and now we're taking a test tomorrow. And out of the 4 quizzes, only one of them I got 100% on. And the other 3 I have no idea how to do. Like, other 3 sections, I don't know how to do it. So I gotta teach myself all those, but yeah. So, anyway, I just thought I would make some vlog footage now and tell you guys something that I've been wanting to make a video on, but I haven't really had time or, like, didn't really know, like, how to talk about it. Or, I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay, but anyway. Yeah, so I'm just gonna talk about those now. But, like, so, I've had, like, you hear people say, like, they've had, like, God dreams or, like, God talks to them in, like, their dreams and stuff. That's what happened to me sometimes. Like, if I pray about something, God will, like, answer my prayers or whatever by, like, showing me stuff in my dream, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I'm just gonna tell the stories. So here's the first one. Also, sorry for the bad lighting. I don't know if I said that already, but anyway. So the first one, I was a freshman in high school, and I'm a senior now if you guys didn't know. But anyway, so I was a freshman in high school, and I would consider myself like a Christian, but like I don't really live out that kind of thing yet. Like I was getting there, like, towards the beginning of my freshman years when I started, like, really focusing on who God was. Like, I didn't really, like, live for him until pretty much, like, halfway through my sophomore year, but, like, you know, whatever. So, it was, like, just really cool to have, like, God speak to me in my dreams, like, that early in my life, because I didn't really, like, understand everything that God was capable of. But, so I was going to date this guy because I thought I liked him, you know. It's like whatever, if God gives you attention your freshman year of high school, you're gonna be like, oh, I want to date him. Unless, I don't know, that could have been just me, but that's how I was. So so we kind of we liked each other, sure, okay. Okay. So he asked me out, but, you know, I had to ask my parents if I could date him because that's still how it is. Like, if I want to date someone, then, like, I have to ask my parents first. But, like, I haven't dated anyone since sophomore year. So, anyway, okay, I'm getting off topic. But, anyway, I don't want a relationship right now. That's just, I'm going to say that. But, anyway. So, I wanted to date this guy because he asked me out. And then I had to ask my parents because they, obviously, like the Bible says, you have to be equally yoked with each other, so you have to have the same beliefs and not just, like, one of you guys says you're a Christian and the other one says, yeah, I'm a Christian, but they, like, don't go to church and they don't, like, live that out or whatever. So, yeah, that's just wrong. But anyway, so I was a Christian, you know, at the time, like I said, and then he was, like, he said he was, like, a Christian, but he was, like, Catholic, and, like, I'm not Catholic. I'm just, like, it's not, like, about religion with me. It's just about, like, you know, like, it's just a relationship with Jesus. That's what I'm after, not like I'm this or whatever. Like, it's not like I'm just a Christ follower. That's what I call myself. That's my religion, I guess you'd say. But anyway, so he was Catholic, and then I was Christian. Like, yeah. Anyway, so he was not like at the time I wasn't either, but we both weren't like living for God and stuff, and like I don't know, but like he wasn't more than I was. Like, if that makes sense. I don't know. Like, nothing bad to him. Like, whatever. But, so, it was towards the end of my freshman year. And then, no, towards the middle. What am I saying? Oh my gosh, sorry. Okay, this is all irrelevant. This is what happens when I try to tell a story. Anyway, so then he asked me out. I asked my parents. And then they said, no, you probably shouldn't. And I said, well, why? Because I didn't understand, like, why it would be so bad. And then they're like, have you prayed about it? And I was like, what? Why would I pray about who I date? Like, that's not something God, like, cares about or whatever. I was wrong, you know, because I was a naive freshman. Anyone who's like a Christ follower now is probably like laughing in the video, like, oh, in that knowing way, like when something happens and people laugh because they know it's like not true. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head, but things don't make sense to other people. But anyway, so I prayed about it, and I was like, okay, God, do you want me dating this person? Like, I don't, like, whatever, just, like, thinking I wouldn't get an answer back. And then that night, I had a dream that me and this kid, this boy that asked me out, we were sitting in our last hour of the day at school, and then my teacher came up to me and gave me these papers, and it was, like, a packet of papers, like a handful of them, and she told me to give them to someone, and I was like, okay, who am I supposed to give them to? And then she said, oh, once you see him, you'll know. And I was like, what is happening? Okay. So then the bell rang for school to end in my dream. This is all a dream, remember that. And so me and this kid walked out of school together, and then he got onto a bus and like to go home, and it was like all black, like the windows were black, and the whole like bus wasn't yellow, like the whole thing was black. There wasn't like a different color on there. It was just all black. And so I was like, that's like weird for like a bus to be black. Like, usually buses are yellow, and you know, you don't want to get on a bus that you don't know where it's going, because it didn't have like anything on it that said like where it was from. It wasn't from my school or anything, so it was just like really weird. And so I was like, I don't know. And then he was saying, come on, let's go. And I was like, you go ahead, I have to give these papers to whoever this person was. And so then he was like, okay. So then he got on the bus, and then the bus drove away. And so I was looking or whatever, and then I hear this like voice call me over, and they said, hey, come over here. So I was like, okay. And it was like this old man, but I never saw like his face in the dream, but he was sitting in a director's chair. And then he said, you can give me those, like referring to the papers. And I was like, okay. So then I gave them to him, and then he was like all super nice, and like, I don't know, he like smiled at me, and I was like, and then I like woke up. And like, that is a symbol of like God sitting in a director's chair, because you know, a director is like, he directs things, obviously, and he like makes a way for people, and he like shows you what to do, and he's kind of like the guider, and he like orchestrates everything that's put on. So God was in my dream, like that man that I gave the papers to was God. He was sitting in a director's chair, and he was saying, give me the papers, which refers to my life and my worries, my desires, my prayer requests that I asked for. He's telling me to give my life over to him. And so that's why I gave the papers to him, because he was like, I could take those. And then that was like the story of my life, which is like weird, because the following year I went on a church camp at my new church, because I started going, like I said, the middle sophomore year. That's when I started becoming a Christ follower. Like that theme for the church camp was called Novel, and it was talking about like giving God like the papers of your life and like the story of your life, and letting him to write down like your story for you and guiding you, and let him be the author of your life instead of you. So I just thought it was like really cool that he was doing that. And then like the black bus was supposed to symbolize like destruction, and like if I dated that boy, then I would have gone off track. And like I can say that now 3 years later, seeing like how he is now, like he is not living for God at all, and he's just Like, I can only, like, pray that he goes back on track with God or gets on track with God like he hasn't been before. But it's just, like, cool to see how God saved me from that relationship. But, yeah, that's dream number 1. Alright, so that was a really long clip, so I'm going to try to hurry this up. So the second one is, it was about a year before I was diagnosed with cancer. If you guys didn't know I was diagnosed with cancer, just, like, watch my previous videos. But anyway, so I was diagnosed with cancer 2016 in the summertime. And then, like, a year before that, like, I had a dream that there was this tornado. Like, I was standing in my house looking out, and there was this tornado, and it was, like, black. And usually tornadoes aren't black. They're, like, kind of white and, like, I don't even know. But it was, like, black, and then it just kept, like, spinning, and it was kind of, like a GIF or a GIF. You know what I'm saying? Like, the GIF. I don't know how to pronounce it. There's a debate. But anyway, it was, like, kind of like that where, like, a video plays over and over. Like, it was on a loop. And, like, the tornado kept coming closer. And then it would start over back here. And then it would go closer. And it's the same video, like, over and over. It was, like, weird. But it was, like, all black. And then on the side of the tornado, it said, "Just trust me." Like, it was, like, white lettering. And it just said that on the tornado. And I was just, like, watching it. But I wasn't scared of the tornado. Like, it was just weird. But then, a couple months later, or like a year later, I forget, but it was just weird because, like, I got diagnosed with cancer, and then that tornado represented, like, the whirlwind of, like, the trial, and, like, showing how things got, like, chaotic, but through the whole mess, I was supposed to trust God. And so I actually, like, painted my dream. Let me show you guys. I painted it, so this is what it looked like in the dream. Like, it just, like, a black tornado kept coming closer and closer, and, like, the rest of it was just, like, it was kind of like just a blue kind of gray sky in the grass. But on it said, like, "Just trust me," like there. So I painted that, and I have that hung on my room so I know, like, to trust God through the trial because he will always bring you out on top, which is what happened because I was healed of cancer, if you guys didn't know. But yeah.